What's going on, everyone? Hope you're doing well. Today we've got this awesome Galaxy Goblins or Space Goblins style deck, which just really revolves around Guardians of the Galaxy cards and building up your own board with their power. But then we've also got this other big portion of the deck, which is around control and lane lock for negatively affecting your opponent's side of the board. I really enjoy this deck. It's got lots of different control and tech elements in it, which makes it feel really solid into a lot of decks, and you have options in terms of countering them and shutting them down in a lot of ways. I think it's a pretty competitive deck, to be honest, and I think this could easily get a ton of wins for people, and it's been pretty successful for us in our testing as well. Now, the initial version, we did run Star-Lord over Gamora, but I felt that potentially with Ramp in the deck as well, Gamora just felt like she gave you more flexibility and options in the final turns of the game. Star-Lord sometimes did fall a little bit flat there. So I've gone for a Gamora, but we do play Star-Lord in some of the early gameplay. The rest of the deck is really built around having these Guardians of the Galaxy cards like Rocket Raccoon, Groot, Drax, Gamora, and Star-Lord in the original list. But then we've also got these goblins which come in and negatively fill up your opponent's board with negative power, which is awesome. You can make some really cool interplay with Daredevil and the goblins cards, as well as Professor X locking down a lane. You've got ways to ramp into a turn 5 earlier on. Ideally, you always want to be playing Psylocke on turn 3 to get out one of your strong turn 5 plays. We've then also got Rogue, and Rogue's like a really cool little tech card to throw in here, which can shut down Zabus, it can shut down Darkhawks. You've got options with Rogue. I think it does really well in the current meta specifically. And then we've also got Shang-Chi as another tech card in the list to deal with some high power that your opponent might be bringing to the board. This deck just feels really well rounded in terms of balancing out your own power, but also countering, negatively affecting your opponent, filling up their board, making things really awkward for them. And Daredevil is the additional card in this deck, which just makes that a little bit easier. And things really come together with this deck when you build things around Daredevil and being able to set up those plays. I've loved this deck. I've really enjoyed it. Wanted to share it with everyone. So check out the gameplay. Stick around. As I said, we play Star-Lord in the first number of games, and then we play Gamora towards the end. So check out that. Thanks for stopping by. Hope you enjoy the video, and I'll catch you in the next one. Really awkward Professor Xing into Sewer System here. Sunspot. Lady Sif. Okay. Discards his Apocalypse, so we almost have to assume that he has won the left lane, potentially because of a Dracula or something like that. So this, and this, if he skips, we're in a bit of trouble, aren't we? We could get ourselves into a bit of trouble here. We want the minimum amount of power here, so we can do this. Does get us to 9. If he skips any energy, we can be get ourselves in a little bit of trouble here. The other option is to do this, but that's not great either. We need to add 8 power here. I'm going to go for this. Hella Apocalypse. Okay, he just plays the Apocalypse out anyways. So he did have enough to come over the top in Machine World and also in Huller. It worked out well. I wasn't exactly sure what he was going to do on the final turn. He could have made it very awkward for us by floating some energy, but we get there in the end. All right, so just play Iceman here. We've got a decent hand for like the early game. We can refresh our hand as well with Atilian. Pretty good. We'll play Raft. We'll play Raft here. We don't often play Raft, but can be a bit of a bait. Well, we'll play it here. We can we'll do Rocket here as well. If we get our goblins, you can actually activate the Raft and then send things over, so that's also something we can do. It's really slow playing this one. So get a little bit of rocket value here. Thinking we do Drax here. We'll double up on the value of our on reveal here. We might be able to lock it down then, potentially on turn 5 as well, which would be kind of cool. Okay, Titania is an interesting one. Zeroed out. Okay, so we could do Goblin. I don't think he's catching us here. Is there a better way to do what we're trying to do here? Is how do we win on the final turn? I guess we use the Raft card. So we can either go Professor X or we can go Green Goblin here. And we'd still have to figure out how to win this on the final turn, maybe. Maybe this is just good too. But the thing is, it is this turn, and he might flood in here. So I'm gonna go with the safer play. Okay, so he didn't. We probably should have gone down the other route. But that's okay. Doc Ock's gonna pull almost everything. We are gonna have a free spot here though, which is pretty nice, to be honest. Okay, so we do Groot and Spectrum. Who has Prio? He has Prio, so I don't really know exactly how to manage the Spectrum here. We could also do like Groot Spectrum here. Groot does win us this location though, which is a big thing. I think let's go with this path. Might not be ideal. So we're going to draw up this one, which is actually quite nice. And we're going to win on points difference. Pretty cheeky win there. Pretty cheeky win. Alright, jumping in here on our first one. We've got Eternity Range. What are the chances of him playing something turn 1? I'm going to say no. I'm going to say no, and then I'm going to go Rocket on 2. Because usually we want a Psylocke on 3 anyways. Or we got Goblins here. I'm going to go ahead and do this. You love to see Space Rain with Goblins. It's just... It is just nasty. Now we just hope he doesn't play in here on this turn. Okay, we're good here, we're good. He has no real way to send this back, so we don't even need to play a card here. We are good. And he's running low on spaces anyways, so we kind of really want Drax to hit here. The other option is we play out like a few things. I think I'll play here. I just feel like he's going to play 2 cards this turn. I'm not sure if he will, but we'll wait and see. Yep. Alright, and we got a Jubilee there. Okay. Makes our Hobgoblin a little scary. But we do have Shang-Chi for that on the final turn anyways. There's so many counters in this deck. It's just nasty. We'll do this. He's probably going to play a single card in here. Potentially 2 cards. There's an actual potential reason just not to play Hobgoblin here, but I think we'll go ahead and do this. He has his own Hobgoblin. Okay. Pretty cool. Okay, so the Shang-Chi comes out regardless, which is kind of like good and awkward at the same time because okay, Ghost Rider didn't discard anything. I think we just commit here. And we can throw power out on the board for just like whatever reason we want. End up getting the retreat. So much control with this deck. Kun Lun. Sakar comes out. Oh, his Null comes out. We have a Rogue for that. There's Rogue. Cool. Let's play out Star-Lord here. This could be awkward because I would assume he is playing a Galactus deck, which is an interesting one. I think we Goblin here, and then he absolutely cannot Galactus. I'm going to go for this. So he absolutely can't Galactus this game. That may cause a little rage crit in Galactus players. I'm not sure if he has any other ways to destroy things in his deck either. Classic Attilian bug. Alright, we'll see how long this one lasts. There we go. Alright, we kind of got rid of a lot of our top end. Does make this turn a little awkward. I mean, we can ramp and do... No, we actually don't need to. I think we just do... We'll just do an Iceman here, I think. We'll just kick on a bit. Doc Ock is going to pull everything. Okay, so we're going to actually snipe out his Doc Ock here, which is... It's kind of interesting. All of our counter cards, though, come out. Rocket's not what you want to see. And him pulling out Rogue actually is so bad there. Him pulling out Rogue, really awkward. He had a great counter for Null. I guess I could have taken it, but like, who's to know? Random Doc Ock pulls out Shang-Chi, adds 10 power. It's always a tough one to call. I think I need to avoid the Null location. He could easily have this. Easily have this. Yeah, our deck got really awkward there at the end, and we had Groot and Hobgoblin. Both could have been decently impactful in this one, but they were buried. So we do have to get out of this one. I'd say like quite unlucky, to be honest. Quite unlucky in that one. Jumping into another one here, we have Sinister London. So Sinister London's actually it's really good for goblins, but it's also like if I am playing Guardians cards in there, you almost certainly need to hit the on reveals. So I think I'm just gonna slow play it. And we'll aim for we'll aim for like goblins first. Goblins are great as there's lots of Galactuses around at the moment. You can really mess with them a bit. So we can absolutely get the on reveal here, which is kind of good. And then I think we just throw out. I'll throw out Rocket into Lemuria right now. Yeah, this is pretty good. So I didn't play anything that turn, so a little bit surprising actually, because I would have played. Oh, I guess it was tough. The Lemuria kind of messed us around a little bit with the Groot. But that's kind of fine. We have Hobgoblins again, or we can do something really cheeky with Professor X. We can absolutely, really mess him around here. Goblins are just so strong on Sinister London. It's like a... he's got his own Professor X. So this seems like a wild play. Being with us being ahead at all 3 locations. I don't understand this at all. Yeah, then do we just triple lock down the game? I'm just going to triple lock down the game potentially. Hopefully it locks down left. Game over. Oh, too good. Too good. I'm not sure I fully understand that play. It does make that a little easier though, at times. The other big one that I would include in this deck, probably either over Iceman or Star-Lord, I think is Gamora. Sometimes you feel like you need that top end, which can be pretty important at times. So I think let's go ahead and do Goblin on Goose, and we'll really try and block him up mid here. Okay, so we rogue middle. When we get a chance, if we draw into rogue, that is. I feel like let's go ahead and do Drax. Just felt like he was going to play here. Sure, no worries. Makes Avengers Compound much less appetizing. So he's gonna rock slide here. Almost certainly. We can't Shang-Chi here. Which does make things slightly awkward. And we probably want to draw a card here. We don't really have anything else in our deck which is great for us at this point. I really don't think, like, a rogue might actually be best, which we would want to steal middle anyways. This is particularly awkward with Avengers Compound, but we'll make this play. He could easily beat us here with a rock slide with Dark Hawk and whatnot. I don't think we can beat him here. The reason that I don't think we can beat him is the doubles Widow's Bite was really awkward. Means we had to play it out to draw something. We had good options to hit. Yeah, we just have to get out of this one. We do have to get out of this one. Right through. Psylocke here can be quite powerful, to be honest. We jump immediately to turn 5. So we'd play 5, 4, 5, 6. I actually don't hate it. If I had a green goblin in hand, I might do that first, but I think we're just going to go straight into Hobgoblin here. We'll go straight into Hobgoblin. We've got some really solid Shang-Chi follow-up. Our hand's looking great for Sinister London locations. Green Goblin makes it even better, but I think we're chilling at the moment. Okay, so he's ramping into something. Green Goblin's great here too. We just start really clogging up his side of the board as much as we can. Hits a sunspot middle. Very interesting. I'm just thinking, is Professor X actually even worth it this game? He could do a skip. He could do just a huge skip here. And then we have Shang-Chi for that. Middle. Just does he play anything here? Is a question. Can get ourselves in trouble with these sunspots, eh? But what we can do is we can lock this off if he does skip. So yeah, this is what we're doing because he skips. These two go, and then we guarantee our Shang-Chi jumping over here. This is actually a great play. Yeah. He actually can't play anything. He skips again. And we've just locked him out of the game, essentially. And there's really not a lot of ways for him to win now. We can double down like this. I think we're still good here. Probably got a little bit ahead of myself, like playing the Shang-Chi early. We could have even held that longer. Infinite. No, we got this. This is why we added power to the deck. Because of situations just like this. We could have just let the game sit there. It's probably the much safer play. I did jump the gun with the Shang-Chi. We should have just... He was completely locked out of all locations, and we should have just let it sit there. Works out in the end. Like, he obviously didn't have the power, and we accounted for the infinite power, but we could have just let it sit there with the sunspot, which would have been the better playline, I think. We don't have a turn 2 in hand, so I'll just hold Rocket here. End up being a pretty good call. We'll do Daredevil now. We can always fit Rocket in on another turn. Really don't want to be playing our Guardians here, if we can help it. Okay, slightly awkward. I'll throw out Groot over here now. Alright, so big Killmonger. Coming down. I think we still go down this route. We can do a Gamora or Hobgoblin on 5, which usually feels pretty good. I guess it's Psylocke and Cloak. Is it almost certainly a Galactus deck then? Ramping here. I would almost certainly say it's Galactus in middle. And we've got options for that. For sure. We can block it out. It surely is Galactus middle. So you can do... We're not banking on drawing a Shang-Chi, but we can just do Rocket Gamora final turn and really lock him up. Guess he gives us Galactus. We just do this here and we just commit. I think maybe this is actually better. In case he just throws a sneaky death over here. Let's do this. I think this is going to be our play. We do get the retreat. Daredevil doing it again, but we did kind of know the Galactus was coming with the we've been seeing this a little bit lately with Psylocke and Cloaks.